Now, England and Croatia battled it out today. It was a 4-2 win for the Three Lions, but Croatia did go toe-to-toe with them, at least to level it at 2-2 after two early goals from Harry Kane, but then goals from Jude Bellingham and Marcus Rashford, who came off the bench in the second half as a substitute, made all the difference for Thomas Tuchel as England roared their way to a big win. Stevie, thoughts on that game?
Well, I was crying when they scored the goals, England.
Oh, I know.
To be honest with you, but
you had your big Croatia shirt on, didn't you?
I did, yes.
You're an emotional guy, Stevie.
He's an emotional guy.
Listen, you cannot watch this England team and not say that going forward they look exciting. They look a menace. You know, they've got pace on both sides. You know, they're able to bring on Rashford and Bukayo Saka. They're off the bench. That tells you how strong they are. And Jude Bellingham, you know, I guess all the talk coming in here was, will it be Bellingham or will it be Rodgers?
Yeah.
Well, Thomas Tuchel made it clear who he thinks the main number 10 is. And I think he's probably right. Again, in an England jersey, Bellingham gets a big goal. But in terms of the overall game, though, I thought England were way better than Croatia. And quite frankly, if I'm Thomas Tuchel, I know what I've got going forward. I need to figure out how we gave 2 goals away against Croatia and actually gave them another couple of chances as well. If they can sort out that defence, then absolutely England are one of the favourites because they will score goals.
Oh, that must have burnt Stevie to say that. England, one of the favourites. Did it feel gross, right, Stevie?
Okay, hang on.
Don't worry, we'll get the bucket soon. But Ale, of course, Stevie brings up that point. The fact that you can see Thomas Tuchel bring on the likes of Marcus Rashford, Bukayo Saka. We talk about the depth of France. We talk about the depth of Portugal even, but we'll get to them in a bit. But this depth of England squad is really going to make a difference for them in this tournament.
Well, before they even got to the depth of this team in the second half, there was a period of time of about 15, 20 minutes in which Livakovic was safe here, safe there, safe down here, safe over there. They got explosive. They got dynamic. And it was in the second half that you started seeing runs coming from everywhere and passes down the channels and 1v1 situations and combination play and players appearing from everywhere, including Jude Bellingham, which ends up in his goal. Is a ball down the channel from Elliot Anderson that he just jumps on it, and it's just flat-out athleticism and strength that gets him the goal. He's holding off the defender. It's a tight angle, and that's when you see the quality of a world-class player. And here's the thing about England. They got a lot of those guys. Harry Kane. Say what you will about Harry Kane, but he just continues to score goals. My concern with Harry Kane today is in the first half, he's receiving the ball from the center backs. In between the center backs, I'm like, all right, there's something to be said about you dropping off and playing underneath and kind of distributing play, but don't get in between the center backs. I don't want that. I don't want you to be that far that often. And he hit like 3 really nice ball over the top. I was like, don't get used to that because I need you up there. And why do I need you up there? I need you up there because it's not only the goals that you provide, but the link-up play. The link-up play that is overlooked by so many strikers nowadays. Harry Kane does it really, really well, in which he just brings people in. A little flick on action here, a little layoff, a little through ball. He does that so well, and it allows then guys like Madueke to thrive and Bellingham to thrive, and then you start getting into the depth that you were just talking about. This team in the second half looks scary good going forward. They look scary bad defensively in the first half because that second goal scored from Croatia is a ball clipped over the top, over your 2 center backs. It's a straight ball. It's the sort of ball that if you are the attacking manager or for the attacking team, you say, don't waste your time playing this ball. Straight balls over the top usually amount to nothing. Instead, this worked beautifully for Croatia, and then you have to ask the question. No pressure on the ball to begin with, and then your 2 center backs just watching runners and just ball watching and not picking up runners that are coming from deep. That is concerning, but the attacking talent of England in the second half was really impressive.
You know, I think we've been talking about Portugal, we've been talking about Spain, you know, how are they going about it? Well, the one thing with England, and I think Ali makes a great point about Harry Kane, you know, Thomas Tuchel, all he has to do is sort out some wrinkles. Because the structure, the way they're going to play, the way they want to go about it, is clear to see for everybody that they know what they're doing. So those little wrinkles, like making sure Harry Kane doesn't come too far back, because on one occasion he lost the ball, almost cost him a goal, number 1. But again, if you're England, you're delighted. Little wrinkles to figure out, everything else, tickety-boo.
Ale, you want to talk a bit more as well about Jude Bellingham after the season that he's had, the ups and downs at Real Madrid? We were questioning exactly what his role in this squad would be. If we're talking X factors, it doesn't get any bigger than Harry Kane, especially because of his leadership. But Jude Bellingham, did he just silence some of those criticisms now with his performance today?
And I don't know what is it about Jude Bellingham. I don't know if it's about his personality. I don't know if it's about the goal celebration.
I love me a belly goal.
I don't know exactly what it is about Jude Bellingham that divides opinions. It didn't divide my opinion. I always thought that he would be the player for this position and for this occasion. Maybe some of that has to do with the fact that Thomas Tuchel hasn't been very sort of outspoken in supporting Jude Bellingham. In fact, to the opposite, he's like, all right, I'm not so sure about this guy. Look, Jude Bellingham is one of the few, and I mean few midfielders around the world that is able to do the things that he does in the manner in which he does. The profile of player Jude Bellingham, you see the strength and the power with which he runs and how he just creates separation away from other midfielders that are trying to track and stay with him. They can't stay with him because he seems to get faster with the ball on his feet. Beyond that, he's a guy who's a true presence inside the 18-yard box. It's not just a guy that makes a run just for the sake of making a run. He is a guy that wants to get in there because he wants to get on the end of something. So there's ambition to his game. And I think all of that, when you think about the makeup of England, it fits perfectly with the player that you have right in front of you, which is Harry Kane, who sometimes likes to drop in, and Jude Bellingham takes that space. It seemed to me like this was a no-brainer. I don't know why we were having so many discussions as to whether Jude Bellingham should play or not.
We love the drama, Ale.
Yes, well, we're making up
drama.
We're making up drama because there's no question in my mind that for this team, in this moment, Jude Bellingham is the player that should be playing right behind Harry Kane. Nobody else.
All right. Well, let's talk about Croatia now, too, because we do know that Croatia always are in the mix when it comes to World Cups. They love to spring out an upset here and there. You remember they did take out England back in 2018. They did take out Brazil last time around in Qatar. But, Stevie, how far do you see them going now? What did you make of them today?
I'd have to say I was a little disappointed how easily they let England get at them. I was expecting them to be a little bit more defensive, a little tighter, and not just, you know, I guess at the start of the game, England started so well that you could probably say, you know what, England never gave Croatia a chance to set up the way they wanted to. But after that, I was disappointed that they didn't try and kill the game off. And I don't want to see the dark arts, but,
yeah,
you know, when you're playing against a side like England with the type of talent they have and the way they're going to play, you have to be smart. You can't try and match them. And I think they made a mistake of, after going behind, they tried to match them. Yes, you can argue they got a couple of goals. And again, I think England you can point the finger at England for those 2 goals. I think they were way too deep. But in terms of the overall game, I was disappointed. I thought Croatia would have been smarter. And certainly the way they went about it was completely wrong. They lost 4 goals.